Hey, what's going on, everybody? UltimatDJz here with another teaching trick video. And here today, shout out to Gregor, my left-hand man. And he had decided that this would be a good idea. I actually really like this idea. What we are going to do today is give you the chapter summary, all right? The entire mission series, the story points, and the points of highlight for the entire first arc, the May arc of the Next Generation. See, what happens, sometimes people just click through the missions. Maybe you're at war and you don't get a chance to read the dialogue. So what we're going to do here for you is not go through frame by frame, but actually just kind of tell you the story, the highlights, and what you may have missed out on, so you know what you're heading into the June arc. This is the story, Chapter 1 of the Next Generation. Before we get started, please hit that subscribe button, all right? Click the little bell so you know when we post new content. Maybe smash that thumbs up button. Tell us you like us a little bit. It would make me purr. Meow. And then leave your comments or questions in the comments section below, and we'll get back to you. We'll answer those for you, all right, if you got questions about the story, because you know I'm kind of a big nerd. I love reading the storyline, so we're going to give that to you here today, all right? Let's begin with our first set of missions. There were 3 mission bundles available in the event store leading up to Focal Point, which was only available to be unlocked within the last couple of days. So we're going to give you the story all the way from start to finish. Let's begin. What happened with the very first mission is that we got a mysterious communication, not even from anybody identified. They sent us random communication and said, here are some coordinates. You need to go check it out. So that's what we did. We got these coordinates and we decided, oh, golly, maybe we should go see what's going on. We've got no idea what it is, but somebody sent us a message for some reason. So we decided to go check it out. We flew over to this system and we found it full of scavengers, just enemies galore trying to scavenge this wreck site of a ship, all right? We had to kill some scavengers and it looks like they're trying to scatter a little bit, but there was a crashed ship on a local planet. The scavengers were there trying to take it all out. The ship was empty. There were no life signs, but we did pick up some activity there from potentially some intruder, okay? What we found was a deactivated Data. He was damaged, all right? Not responsive. He was just there. We weren't able to actually get him activated, so we needed to go seek the help of an area expert, going to try and find a non-faction related engineer. So we decided to try to find Rava Cole, all right? And we found him, and this guy who refuses to die. This avatar right here, he has been many names, and we just, you know what, we're going to get a full life cycle out of this cat right here. This avatar has been like 17 different characters. So today he is Rava Cole. He is a non-faction engineer, all right? We decided that we were going to try to get him to revive Data, but he warned us that if Data was reactivated and not in his familiar environment, that he might go bonkers and he might kill everybody, okay? We know better. That's not Data, but he was concerned, all right? So we decided to take him back to the crash site, and there we actually turned him on. We got him activated once he was back inside the crashed Enterprise D. All right, he identified himself as Commander Data of the Federation Starship Enterprise, but he doesn't know how he got here or what happened to the ship. That's odd, right? Because androids remember everything. But we were alone. There was nobody on the crew and nobody in the ship with him. So we surmised that they must have abandoned ship in the escape pod. So we got to start finding people, okay? The emergency protocols are to eject the emergency pods when the ship is incapacitated. So we decide that we are going to go and try to find these other crewmates, all right? We found the distress signal of one of the emergency pods, and according to the computer data banks, Geordi LaForge was on board. So we decide that we are going to head on over to Bellas, and we're going to see if we can try to find LaForge, all right? Actually, once we arrived there, Geordi actually hailed us, okay? But we were intercepted by the Orion Syndicate, who was also trying to recover Geordi, all right? However, we were able to scatter the scavengers. We were able to defeat the Orion Syndicate, and we picked up Geordi, but he was badly hurt. We took him back to the Enterprise because we did not have the medical facilities nor or the know-how to treat Geordi's condition. We took him back to Data and the Enterprise D, but we did not have functional equipment. The Enterprise D was badly damaged. So they sent us to go find medical supplies. So then we find this young lady right here who is a broker. She sells medical equipment. So we decided that we had to buy some medical equipment. We had to bribe her and do some other this stuff. She gave us the stuff, said that it was going to be great. So then we went back to the Enterprise D. Hey, shout out Pink Tiles. So we got him back. We got all the medical equipment there, but we still only have Geordi. We got to go find the rest of the crew, and Geordi is still pretty injured. He's still pretty sick. So we decide, Data says, hey, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to monitor Geordi. You go find the next escape pod. All right, we found another one being occupied by the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Beverly Crusher. All right, and so we decide to take off and try to find her. We find her actually on a planet. She's working, all right, but there is a civil war. The planet that she crashed on is suffering from a civil war, all right, two factions going at it. So there's a lot of fighting involved for us to get to the planet and actually get her out of there. See, this planet has been in a state of peace for centuries, she says. However, all of a sudden, they got involved in this civil war. So she is staying there to actually treat wounded soldiers, okay? She says that she's not going to leave the planet until we find another doctor that can come and take her place. See, the heart of gold Dr. Beverly Crusher has right there. So we got to go find a doc that we can bring back and help out this planet so that Dr. Crusher can come back and help Geordi. Priorities, Crusher. Priorities. All right. Anyway, we go find Miss Nissa. All right. Nissa is a doctor. She's like super smart. All right. So we find her. We decide to take her back on over. Okay. So, but we get intercepted by somebody who's trying to actually control her schedule and control her commodities, her medical expertise. So we got to deal with him and bribe him and yada, yada, yada. Then this assassin shows up and they're trying to take Beverly Crusher from us. Who knows why? All right. All kinds of people coming after this TNG crew. Very hostile people, actually. So we decide then that we are going to try to get back to the crash site. We got to get Crusher back to take care of Geordi, okay? But Crusher says, listen, if you want us to be safe here, we need more equipment. More stuff that we have to go pay for. All right, so we got to go find this scattering field now. All right, long story short, we find the scattering field and we bring it back and Geordi's recovering and Crusher's reunited with Geordi and Data's good. Now, but Data pulls us aside and says, hey, listen, there's something wrong. I need a little bit of a timeout with you. You know what? Like a little AI to AI powwow talking to Maya, okay? Couldn't talk about it in front of us mere mortals, all right? So he says, listen, there's something wrong. I've been doing some self-diagnostics. I am missing memories. I'm missing memories. For example, the memories that say how we got here. We got no clue, all right? We just woke up here and I can't access my memories. All right, somebody has stolen them from Data. So we tracked down who was actually responsible for taking them from Data while he was deactivated in the crashed ship. We find this guy. He sold it to somebody else. He says, forget about the memories. And we decide it's all about the memories. And we decide we got to go track down these memories. So he tells us where we got to go. And their Data then says, well, there's obviously something going on here that we're not supposed to know about. I have to get them back. Have to get him back. In the meantime, look, he's either got a fly right there or his eyeballs popping out. We're not exactly sure which. Like one eye blinking, one eye popping out. Could be a bug, but I'm pretty sure his eye's popping out. All right. You know, he crashed a ship. Your eye'd be popping out too. All right. So anyway, then we get attacked, right? We're getting attacked by all kinds of people because people are trying to get at this crew and at this ship. I mean, clearly, the Enterprise D, a very technologically advanced ship and a fully sentient AI is anything that nobody has ever seen before, okay? So everybody's coming after Data. What we do in the meantime is decide to run a random armada. I'm just kidding. We don't actually do that. We decide to go find the buyer of somebody who had actually bought his memories and then turned around and sold them again. But we found her. We tracked her down. All right. But We got him back. Way too easy. Even Maya is suspicious of how easily we recovered the supposed memories. We got him back over to the crash site. We're curious about why everybody's coming after these people. But long story short, then, see, we get intercepted again. Somebody trying to intercept and steal all of our stuff. Because, that's what we got to do for filler in this story is we just got to make sure that everybody attacks you and you got to kill like 70,000 hostiles just to get out. All right. There's too many of them. We got to abandon ship. Anyway, then she gets away, but we find her again. We are indeed Sherlock Holmes. I do deduce that we have tracked you down. All right, so we find her, and she tells us, listen, I can't tell you anything. I'm just a pawn. I didn't even mean to get deep into this. If they find me, they will kill me. And Maya's like, the mystery deepens. Who is hunting us? Meow. Who's hunting us? We must find out. Now, we get back to Data with this block of supposed memories, okay? And he determines that it's a forgery, all right? These memories aren't actually real. It was a complete forgery. The equipment that was sent back with us was fake. So, in the meantime, we're trying to find the rest of the crew, right? We got to find all these other escape pods, and they're designed to be hidden, but that's all right, because we actually have to go find them. Whoop! Random Armada time. All right. That's right. Do them Armadas. All right. Yay for Armadas. All right. So now the memories were stolen. Here's what we've surmised so far. The memories were stolen. They were passed around. They were sold and bought and traded and were all pawns in some elaborate plot. Then they were tampered with, all to stop the crew of the Enterprise D knowing what happened and how they got here. All right. They were attacked. Then they were separated. Data's memories were stolen. They must be connected, says Maya. Look, her eyes getting ready to pop out, too. That one's closed. That one's getting ready. She's like half blinking. She's like blinking unevenly. It's kind of weird for an AI, right? It's supposed to be perfect. Anyway, random Armada time. Whoop, whoop. All right. Then we decide that we are going to go try to find Captain Picard. That is the priority. Listen, Geordi LaForge has got to find Captain Picard. Geordi, Data, Beverly Crusher are here. We must find the captain. All right, so what we're going to do is we have to assume the best, Beverly Crusher says. We got to know that they're out there. Even her son is somewhere in the galaxy. Dear Wesley boy, dear Wesley Crusher must be alive. All right, so we got to go find him. Wesley, the captain. All right, we got to go find him. And based on the condition of the escape pod, Data starts doing all kinds of weird and wacky science and math and says, I think I can find the other pods. So we get to this one place, and there's a signal coming from what seems to be an Enterprise D escape pod, all right? So Dr. Crusher says, hey, I'm going to beam down there. I'm going to go check it out. We got to find the pods. We got to make sure everybody's safe. It could be Wesley. I'm going to go down, all right? But Geordi says, hang on a second. I think that this is a trap. I think something shady is going on. I know that ship configuration. That is an Arconian cruiser. That ain't no Federation shuttle pod, he says. My nose is whisker wiggling. All right. But then we got intercepted by an Arconian soldier who says, listen, I don't know what you got going on with these Zerivians. By the way, the Zerivians and the Arconians, they're the ones in the Civil War where Beverly Crusher was trying to help out. Okay. So the Arconians are fighting the Zerivians. And am I saying that right? Zerivians. And it looks like Dr. Crusher's chosen a side because she's helping the Zerivian soldiers. All right. By bringing them food and medicine and yada, yada, yada. So then this Arconian says, well, listen, wait a second. Let's talk about bigger and more important things. You have humans aboard, and we must have them. Why? No idea. Maybe they're going to turn them into batteries or something. All right. But Geordi says, listen, we've got something going on here. We think that we have solved something, but we need a few pieces of a puzzle. Let's go check out and see what the Euridians got. Okay. They have something that could help us. So we go find Solves. All right. And we decide that we're going to go check him out. All right. And he says, hey, I've heard about you guys. You guys seem to be pretty cool. What can I do you for today? All right. You buying or you selling? So we decide that we are now at the point where we must try to figure out what information we need to try to track down the other pods. Okay. So he sells us astronomy maps or astrological survey maps. And what Data's going to do is try to use the computer and the deflector dish and all this other weird science that Geordi and Data always used to come up with and try to find the escape pods, okay? So we get over to the astronomer. We find out that she's under attack. She says, listen, the Suliban are trying to kill me. Now the Suliban are involved, right? The Suliban are trying to kill me. What are you doing here? Please help me. Hope you're not here to kill me too. All right, no, we just want your maps. So we get the maps. She's very grateful. We saved her life. So she gives us the maps, but not before we have to give her a bunch of dilithium. Data is now looking over all this data and trying to figure out how we can piece it together to go find the rest of our crew. See, what he's doing is he's going to use all this weird science, to figure out where the escape pods might have landed anywhere in the galaxy. See, what happened were the escape pods actually were deployed while the ship was at warp. Isn't that crazy? And I'm pretty sure it would just absolutely rip an escape pod to pieces. But nonetheless, the ship was at warp, the escape pods were launched, and that means, Data says, that they could be anywhere in this entire quadrant of space, okay? So then all of a sudden, what? That's weird. An Orion Corvette approaches our station. That's strange, right? And it's the Orion Syndicate, all right? They're harboring, we think you're harboring some wanted individuals, including a certain android. See, the Orion Syndicate really want Data, okay? So they're coming at us with an Orion Corvette, and it is all that we can do to overpower that Orion Corvette, all right? The Syndicate is threatening us from this Orion Corvette, but we handily defeat them, okay? However, they get away. And now everyone kind of realizes that without Data's memories and without finding the rest of the crew, nobody has any clue of what's going on. The magnitude of separation is far greater than I expected because we have evolved and poked through and space-time. And now we kind of see here, this is how they're coming into our universe. They have come through in some type of rip in the space-time continuum, so they are here visiting our galaxy from some other galaxy, and they're going to have to figure out how to fix all that and all that stuff. But here come the Orions. They haven't given up. They really want Data, so they come and they attack us, and we have to kill a bunch of hostiles again. All right, but we ultimately end up finding an escape pod. However, it's a plant. The signal has been falsified. It was a trap. Okay, Geordi says, wait a second, are you sure there's chronoton energy here? That is evident of space-time travel. And Data says, well, of course, Geordi. Alas, my good sir, Sherlock Holmes has deduced, I don't think he actually said that, Sherlock Holmes has deduced that this is in fact a trap. But being the crew of TNG, they decide they're going to go down there anyway because they just have to make sure, right? They got to make sure. So there we find the Cardassians. Gul Tenvar is there, and he says, halt! We have no qualms with you, but again, we want the refugees. We want the humans and the androids. See, everybody's after these people, okay? The Orions, now the Cardassians, and all the scavengers and the assassins. Somebody is pulling the strings. Somebody is aware that the TNG crew is here. Now, this is where this gets interesting. Here is a Cardassian in our timeline, right? But that's never happened before. Why? Because Data suspects something is amiss. A Cardassian officer, he says. Something is not right here. And even Maya comes out and says, Cardassians? We have no record of any contact with them ever. Their sudden appearance does not bode well. This indicates that the Cardassians are also here from another timeline. All right, they came through somehow, maybe at the same time that the Enterprise did. The Cardassians are here from another galaxy. All right, this means that some of our crew could have potentially been abducted, maybe by the Cardassians or the other scavengers or assassins or even the Orion Syndicate. All right. The most obvious location was the location of the trap. So now we got to get back to the drawing board. We got to find other potential sites where some of the other pods could have gone down. All right. So we go back into Federation space, but the Federation can't know about the Enterprise D because they're here from another timeline. So they just kind of want to lay low and not make the Federation aware that they're actually here. We're going to continue the search, for the captain and crew. But we are going to need some time, Jordy says. We need some time, but we will find Wesley and the captain and all the rest of the others. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is where focal point leaves off. This is the summary of your story. Long story short, here you go. Everybody is after the crew of the TNG, the crashed ship that came through some rip in space-time and brought with it not only their own crew, but apparently a gang of Cardassians. Not only that, but some mysterious power to be is amassing every assassin, every scavenger, and even the Orion Syndicate to try to capture the next generation crew. What will happen next month? I'm super excited about this story. So far, it's kind of lining up to be something cool. We got the Cardassians, we got Picard and Wesley Crusher and the rest of the crew, and time is precious. They are in danger. And it's up to us next month to find the rest of the crew and see if we can solve the mystery of Data's botched memories and who is actually pulling the strings. What do you think, community? This is the entire story of TNG Arc 1, Chapter 1 in a continuing series brought to you by Teaching Trek. To keep you up to date, if you can't read the missions, now you've got UltimatDJz on tape, and you'll get the story. Leave your comments in the video or the comment section below. Smash that thumbs up, give us a big like, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and be sure to share this with the rest of your team. Anybody who might be at war or just doesn't like to click through and read, now you get to listen, all right? Enjoy the story. The story is teaming up to be a good one. We'll catch you on the next one, everybody. My name is UltimatDJz. This is Teaching Trek. Love you, made it. Purr, meow. Bye-bye.